Okay, so in this little video, we're going to look at tables. Tables allow us to, you know, filter the data, look at subsets of the data, allow us kind of easy ways to summarize the data. So they're generally used when we have, a certain data table and we just want to look at it a little more deeply. So here we actually have some credit risk data. Very simple. We've got various details of various loans. We've got some financial information and demographic information about the person kind of taking out the loan, including things like, salary, their marital status, what sort of job they have. And we also have their kind of credit risk. So this is very simple. At the moment, we're not using all of these things to actually predict credit risk, but we just have this data here. And we maybe want to kind of, look at things a little bit more deeply. So let's create the table. So click in the top left cell. Now depress Control and Shift at the same time. Then press the bottom arrow, keeping Control and Shift still depressed. Click on the right arrow on your keyboard, and that will actually select the area for the table. If you just want to go another way of doing it, just click again the top left, scroll down to the bottom, depress Shift, and then click with your mouse, and that will also select the table. Now go to Insert, and on the left tab, which is Table, click Insert Tables. And you can actually modify this. For example, you could remove the last column by changing this range to K. It goes the first cell, kind of colon, and then the last cell, the bottom right. Okay, so, and the other thing is just to make sure that the has headers is selected. So there we now have the table, and it's the same data. We have a new kind of tab at the top on my ribbon. So we can actually mess around with the style of the table, depending on how you like it visually. We could go with a very dark table, or let's just stick with a relatively light table up here so we can see everything. We can also filter. So let's just say we want to filter with males. In this case, we unclick Select All and click Male. And then maybe we also want like married males, so we can filter a little bit further. And so we unselect Select All and click Married. So now you see here we have there's a slightly different symbol. It's not just a little drop-down arrow. We have a different symbol that says we're filtered. So you can see here we've now selected all the data, which is male and married. You can see the numbers at the left. We're not removing any data. We're just viewing kind of a certain set of selected data. So let's just kind of now unselect it. So let's just click on Select All. And click on marital status again, and click married, and click on Select All. And now we have the data, all the data back again. Now let's just experiment with a few totals. Now let's click the total row, which adds the total row at the bottom. Now this is a bit weird. At the moment, nothing is actually happening here, except we kind of have a rogue 425 down here. We've got to actually pick the total that we want. I mean the type of aggregation that we want. So here we want let's just say we want the total in the total row, which makes sense. So we actually do the sum. So anything with a number, we kind of do a sum. Now the total doesn't really make much sense here for males and females. Here we'll add the I guess the total age really doesn't make much sense either. We could do the total age. And then the total really doesn't make any sense for this last column, so let's just remove it. So we'll just click None. And there, so we actually have anything that has a total, we could have a total. We could actually change that to average if we wanted to. So here now we have average, and we click. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So we click average for this, and then we get the average for each of these numeric values. And when it comes to the summary statistics chapter, we'll make more, we'll do more work on actually calculating these manually using Excel functions. So then we see the average age of the people in this data set is 34. We have the average checking is 1,000, just over 1,000, and the average savings is just under 2,000. So again, this is quick, simple sums you could do with tables, but it's kind of there's actually ways of putting these in formulas, which we'll kind of discuss a little bit as we get on with the course. Okay.